in this Sweet 16 matchup.
You see Kentucky starting out in a man-to-man. Amelia Hassett, 6'3", with the length, defending Booker.
Lee short on a three. Booker, what a board, keeps it alive. Another chance for Texas. Booker circling, driving, missing, and final.
Their ability to drain threes.
Carlton, back to Lee. The sophomore Lee spinning, then gets the roll. And then they back off.
And this is what they did in their regular season meeting, was have Tiani Key bring the ball up and initiate the offense.
Boone, 3-point shooters this year. Strack, left alone, can't hit. Key on the offensive glass, misses the putback.
One ends up put on the Jets for the rim run.
Morgan couldn't finish. Again, Harmon, Lee, another two in transition. Now Strack will try, no. Booker couldn't grab it, Harmon does. Look at this. Again, Lee running out and laying it in. And look at Harmon, yeah. There's that queso defense. Booker behind the back, fading at it.
Do that by getting back and not giving up layups early. And you know, Holly talked about Madison Booker and hunting shots. When these teams played in fit.
Kentucky lob it in, Harmon the steal. Harmon with pace. Booker wheels back, gets fouled hard. Harmon dishing. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham found the angle. Second, an 18-0 run in the third to separate from Louisville. Harmon knocks it away, another turnover. Lee leaking out again. Texas run. Obi kicks it out. Key, mid-range, feathery. Their stride, she got hurt then. They went 2-4 without her in SEC play. She came back and they started playing well again. 3 rebounds, 2 steals, making this impact without having to put the ball in the hoop.
Again, we saw it in the first game as well, but a small point guard in their ability to get to the glass.
Second in the nation in assists. Morgan, the pull-up, won't go. Rebound.
Just does such a good job when she's at the lead guard spot, assessing the situation and knowing who to deliver the basketball to.
Wide open underneath, layup is good. Booker wide open, and a foul go her. Morgan able to control off the pressure. Excellent job tracking that rebound. Here's Booker, weaving, fading, and hitting.
Tough finish.
And Key, the original starting 5. Lee, does she get the roll? No. Old anchor, oh, look out. Almost took Strack's head with the ball. Back, misses the first free throw, 67% on the season. Missed them both. Harmon, mid-range, sure. Tech line, Key, held up, turning, and getting the roll.
Texas really limiting any ability to get a high-low look, so that until her guard could lead her with the pass to the bucket.
Texas is shooting over 70% from the floor in this first quarter as Kentucky turns it on. And even more consistently productive this season.
And the headshot on the graphic is the only time you're going to see her smile.
Booker can't squeeze it in. Loose ball. Preston out to Lee. Preston's had some really big moments latter stages of the season for Texas.
Carlton there, Vic Schaefer told us, she's a player, she's going for your sternum. You saw that on that move. She didn't convert, but that's exactly what she did offensively.
Vic said, y'all, she's the toughest, most physical player I've ever.
A little bit in the first 2 rounds, but they know ultimately at some point they're going to need that added threat from the perimeter.
Harmon connects on it. I can't tell you, right now, you can. The tickle is still
there.
It might come back, so just be ready. Thanks for picking me up, though, partner, as Lee gets fouled.
Crump, especially if you go against a team that is going to be able to limit you in the mid-range.
Just work on her shot, not trying to rehab or come back from an injury. So that 3-point shot is coming along. She thinks it can get even better to help her chances in the
and finish.
Morgan who has the 4th most assists in a season by an SEC player all time. Lot of contact on Morgan, but no call. Key. And that is a foul on Sidbury. Mark, Harmon the rebound. Texas pushing. Crump, catch. Gonna drive it. Bounce it in. Gets it into Strack. Her jumper rolls off. Crump, the rebound and push. Stops and throws it away. Here's Harmon off the steal. Harmon, she got it. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals for Rory Harmon.
Might we see another triple-double in this building?
The watch is on. Morgan back on. Now Lee in transition. She loses it. Squirts out of bounds. Harmon's been sensational in this game. Scored or assisted on 20 points, and that doesn't account for how disruptive she's been on the defensive end. And Kentucky, Rory 3rd in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio. That's going to end up in the gutter.
Twice in a row, Kentucky tries to run the Iverson action and then the ball entry into Tiani Key, and they can't get it there.
Boone fires and hits from 3. First half. Harmon diving in. Oh, what a save, Rory Harmon, the effort. And then Cunningham. What was actually happened? As long as one of us can. Here's Harmon. Carlton off one leg, drops it in, but a travel. Deal. Harmon dishes. Crump backs away. Crump finds an angle and slides in for 2. And now look, another turnover.
Another deflection just because nobody can get open to catch a pass.
Harmon, it also, Rebecca.
Time to get that speed and explosiveness back. But she certainly has it this season and certainly has it today.
And Texas has been able to keep Madison Booker on the bench.
They can tell us if this has anything to do with a TikTok dance. Or Holly.
Cunningham able to rip it away and control it for Texas. Crump the bounce, Lee the weight, and the lay. He's putting on a show here in Fort Worth. Morgan can't fling it in.
Get down and be eloquent with it. When we talked to Vic Schaefer about it, he's like, you know, she is brilliant from a basketball perspective, but she's also
probably, of course, she thinks everyone should play zone against her. She's a 3-point shooter.
That's right. Meanwhile, I think Vic also has ideas about the kind of pro. I mean, Booker has been able to sit for most of the second quarter because of this. Strack banks it in. Carlton gives it up. Harmon, pitter-patter dribble, the fade, no. And the tip from Olden, and Harmon the rebound. Pushing pace, backs it out. Harmon fading away. Wow, I mean, she dishes out. Key. Harmon knocks it away. Here's Strack, a clean look, and buries the 3. Happened in the SEC tournament. Lee curling, catching, dishing. Carlton, short. Keep you from attacking. Harmon mid-range, not that time. Key the rebound. He dishes, Key rims off on a 3.
Last few possessions has just been a good card.
Started nicely there by Morgan. Decides to go left. Still 10 to shoot. Booker a 3. Back iron and off. Ding, can't hit. Harmon the rebound. Her 7th. Harmon the wiggle and gets fouled. This is both free throws there. Cunningham the offensive rebound. Booker skates inside, couldn't finish it. Booker will take, can't hit. Rebound.
So this is what happens when you have a Texas team that denies passes. There ends up being a lot of dribbling because it's so difficult to complete any passes.
Then you have a shot like that. Vic Schaefer loudly barking out a play. Harmon Gets denied by Carroll.
You know, we don't want her to pick up a third, but also let the rest of the team see that they can have success even when Booker's not on the floor.
Booker, oh. Morgan, what a drop. He's in Kentucky record, breaking the record from Georgia Amore a year ago. He does have 8 turnovers today. Booker, that's the stroke.
But we don't have a section in the rule book on wedgies, I can tell you that. There is nothing to that effect.
Well, we're all grateful for that. Carlton can't finish, knocked up Sue.
I mean,
when we first came out here, we were alarmed at how tall the mascot was.
Yes.
Often.
Go interview and find out the actual dimensions.
That foul, the 4th on Obi, as Cunningham banks it in. Here's Boone. Morgan drives around Booker and lays it in. Good team. Not coming to fill Georgia's shoes. Bring your own shoes. And she has helped lead this Kentucky team to the Sweet 16. What a dish.
That Cunningham was open, just felt it and saw the defense.
Lob it in, Obi. Little push shot won't go. Booker
can get that little fade and extension on the shot. Oof.
Booker up to 13. The lead is 24 for Texas.
But they do like a tall mascot.
Wow. And Holly, that is just incredible information.
You must be
Call it too.
Maybe. I like the other idea better.
Me too. Preston, smooth stroke. And they are not in the ballpark right now, that number. This is Texas defense. 3rd in the nation in defensive.
Kentucky back in the 2-3 zone defense.
Oldacre, deep catch. Can sling it in off the window. Key the rebound. Can't hit the 3. Strack the save, but right to Preston. Preston behind the back. No look to Booker. What a highlight. Preston asking for more from the crowd, who's loving the performance from their Longhorns. He barrels in. Difference game and shot clock. Lee lobbing it in, kind of wildly. And Key stepped out of bounds. Booker, that's going to be an illegal screen on Carlton.
How much voice he's going to have left tomorrow.
Send that man some Manuka honey.
That's right.
Boone, the leaner is good, plus the foul. From the 3 teams moving on, Hannah Hidalgo with a historic performance in Notre Dame. Sophomore settled in and helped lead the Wolverines to just the 2nd Elite 8 in program history. Preston. Boone, no. Lee the rebound. Thought about taking, didn't. Shot clock at 4, Lee trying to create, fading. Line drive attempt game to Oklahoma 1 in the regular season. Booker off on a 3. And then TCU against the Cinderella UVA to close out the night. Look at take it away. Lob it into Boone, couldn't handle it. And Lee comes back with it after Gilvin turned it over against the zone.
She needed to get it to Madison Booker on the right baseline.
Boone waits, takes, and hits from 3. Look at what Aaliyah Chavez did in that game in the regular season against South Carolina. South Carolina 62 and old. See what the freshman talent has in store tonight.
Felt like that overtime was her coming out party.
Yes. Boone banks it in. And that is going to be an offensive foul.
On the way out,
yeah.
And unfortunately, I think the official has the wrong angle look at that play.
Thank you, D. Key coughs it up out of bounds, and Oregon. Boone attacks the closeout. Key, mid-range, rims off.
Physical, and therefore, Kentucky's been able to get their hands on them.
Oldacre can't plop it in. Even in the Elite 8 Monday. That game will be 7 Eastern on ESPN. Oldacre able to bank it in. Big bucket. Aaliyah Crump played a big role in the first half. We have not seen her in the second half. Rick Schaefer has a very deep team.
Here's practice in the preceding week.
Melvin turning, can't finish. Four to shoot. Oldacre kicks it out, gets fouled. Here, a Final Four last year for the first time since 2003, and a 1 seed again this year. Strack lost her footing and the ball. Booker comes up with it. Booker tosses ahead. Lee will lay it in. Season for Claire Strack, a junior who should be very interesting to watch. Averaging 18 points per game. Oklahoma, South Carolina up next on ESPN. Morgan gets fouled on the floor.
Good recruiting class as well.
And Kenny Brooks always takes programs. #1 recruiting class next year is Texas.
That's right.
Preston skates around the pressure. Pushes out. Judd has it knocked away.
UNBA team.
Preston gets it in. Oldacre, good position.
But it is going to be a fun game to watch just in terms of the full court pressure applied by both teams.
They both. Morgan.
Pretty special for her and her family.
No doubt, Ollie. And Graves, you know they wanted to shoot, gives it up instead. Judd gets denied. Passage 3 is off. Into the arms of Oldacre, and for a third straight